Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. And we are now going to be talking with Tariq Jenkins. The last time I spoke to him was about the issue in the center of town, where a huge development was I think the paperwork or plans, it was probably in the planning stages. And this was a huge issue regarding the Khoi and the San people. And Tariq, I think I spoke with you regarding that matter.
Yes,
What
indeed.
Right. And I think somehow the other way had lost you during that conversation. But can you tell me what has the outcome been, or are the talks still ongoing? And just very quickly, just introduce yourself, please.
Shukran, and really thank you very much for having me again. Um, so, just as a summary, for the past 8 years, Khoi and San communities, together with a number of civic organizations, have been in a battle against the Lisbeth Leisure Property Trust, the City of Cape Town, and the Western Cape government in terms of their approvals of what we believe to be an unlawful and inappropriate development of the Amazon Web Services headquarters at the confluence of the Lisbeth and Black Rivers. This is a huge development to the tune of 150,000 square meters of concrete bulk on a floodplain, which would include the Amazon Web Services plus a range of other large complex buildings such as a hotel, high-end residential apartment blocks, as well as retail. So this particular issue is still ongoing. Development has indeed started, and there are still about 2/3 of the development that overall have to be completed. We have seen a number of court cases and challenges over the years, and right now we are sitting in a situation where we have filed a rescission application to reinforce what was an interim interdict that was granted some years ago by Deputy Judge President Goliath. So the struggle still continues, and we look forward to a new, fresh series of court challenges to stop or minimize the damage that is being caused, and also to put on record the fact that this particular development, in our view, was done unlawfully.
Okay, then that brings us obviously to the Make Amazon Pay campaign, which has been scheduled for the 29th of November in a couple of days' time in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. Does this tie in directly with what we've just spoken about now, this illegal development in the heart of the West, in the heart of Cape Town?
Yes, it does, because basically on the 29th of November, we Save Our Sacred Lands are in partnership with hashtag Amazon Make Amazon Pay, which is an international day of action against the crimes of this world's largest corporation. Amazon, as you know, has got a number of issues being, protested against globally, against workers, environment, human rights, and indigenous peoples. And these spans dozens of countries. So more than 80 organizations will organize strikes, protests, and other actions in about in more than 30 countries. This campaign has been held, on Black Friday since 2020, and so this Black Friday also falls on the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people, and we'll also target Amazon's contribution to the very controversial project Nimbus, which is a cloud computing project that provides Israeli military and intelligence with advanced artificial intelligence and surveillance capabilities. So, our organization, which organizes actions in Cape Town and in Johannesburg, this will be supported by various San and Khoi traditional councils and progressive indigenous groups and civics. The SABDS coalition, COSATU, Nehawa will support these actions with the US consulate around the country. Abahlali Basim Jondolo organized an action in Durban, and our action in Cape will begin at 10 a.m. at 1 Observatory Road in Observatory. and the Johannesburg action will begin at 2 p.m. outside the US Embassy on Khaled Drive. So it also coincides with the launch of the anti-apartheid movement, which I think is a really historic initiative taken by activists and communities in our country to push back against what is unfolding at the moment.
Okay, so to wrap up, let's go back to the court cases regarding this situation, Amazon's complicity in this high-rise development in the center of Cape Town, which obviously your organization and many others are pushing back against. How confident are you that you could get a win on this particular project, knowing that we have issues? We have a lot of government, politicians, big business, all of them involved in these type of projects, and they complicit. And I kind of wonder, do you believe that you will make headway? Will you and your organization and other such organizations, with the support of people around the world, be able to stop this project from progressing any further?
I think it's around the perspective. For us, we are talking about a sacred terrain at the confluence of the Lisbik and the Black River. This site is a site that is undergoing a heritage nomination for national heritage
Wow.
significance, and was also a part of a site that was approved by President Cyril Ramaphosa himself and his cabinet in June 2020, stating that it was part of the National Khoisan Liberation and Resistance route, together with the fact that it is part of a slate to UNESCO as a border heritage site. So the heritage and the historical aspects of this site are completely uncontested. While there may be various sort of iterations and versions around, the extent of the heritage, it is completely irrefutable. This is where Jan van Riebeeck put up his palisaded fence that divided our communities for the first time in 1657. And it's also where the first Khoi-Dutch War broke out in 1659 and saw the beginnings of the etchings of the genocide that would unfold over the following 180 years of with number of wars of liberation and resistance, which leaves us today with the ongoing dilemma of displaced San and Khoi communities, and indeed the descendants of the San and Khoi communities, the so-called colored communities that have been de-Africanized over years. And so this is really our place of return, a place where there was original sin that had occurred, where privatization of our country ostensibly happened for the purposes of agricultural reasons on these embankments. So it's a battle that will continue to be fought the same way we have been fighting as traditional groups against colonial impositions, for the last 360 years. We will continue to fight this because it is an ancestral undertaking, and irrespective of the monumental or the challenges that and the forces that may be against us, we will continue to fight. And this is also why we are in complete spiritual and embodied solidarity with the Palestinian struggle, because as First Indigenous communities, we identify with what genocide would mean like. We identify with forced removals, and we also identify with the fact that we are all together fighting against large forces, and only together and in full faith in terms of what we honor ourselves and our future generations and our ancestors will we succeed, inshallah.
Amin, Thuma Amin. Tariq Jenkins, keep up the amazing fight regarding the rights of the indigenous people and the land. You are the convener of Save Our Sacred Lands, and you spoke about privatization. I'm just going to close off with this remark. I don't expect a response from you, but you spoke about privatization, and we're hearing that the Zionists are busy privatizing the greater part of the Western Cape, and they're dividing the country, and it's going to end up being the tale of two cities. But we'll talk more on that another time. Thank you indeed. Go well. Assalamu alaikum to you.
Walaikum salam and shukran.
It is exactly 9:28 a.m. News and Views moving along. Our next guest is standing by, and that's you, Amina Farouk. And we are going to be talking about an important event that's going to be taking place right here on our doorstep. Please stay with us.
We are here in the middle of a Zahra neighborhood. The whole neighborhood is already destroyed. More than 17 towers are down. Here, as you can see, the firefighters trying their best to help. The people are still under the rubble. A lot of the people.
Join Hamza on his exclusive South African tour as he shares his personal experiences, never before seen footage, and powerful insights on the ongoing genocide in Gaza. This is more than just a talk. It's an invitation to witness Gaza through the lens of Hamza Sha'alan. Don't miss this opportunity to meet the photojournalist who brought Gaza's pain and perseverance to the world in its darkest moments. Follow Salam Media on social media pages for more on this tour and be